No, this is not your favorite 80s movie. This is SEC After Dark. It's the best day of the week. We went straight into lava time, guys.
Yeah, we did.
The timing on that was impeccable. So I'm going to try to do that every week. But welcome in. It's SEC After Dark. Joining me is Stephen Willis, fresh off of his trip to Oxford, representing Locked On Ole Miss. Jake Thomas, your double shot of Alabama, Bama After Dark, Tide Talk Live. Boss man, one half of Biscuits and SEC. I think the other half might be coming. I'm not sure.
On the way. He'll be here at some point soon.
He'll be here. Hammer will be here. And then, of course, Mike Huseman joining us from Off-Season After Dark and a regular contributor on Locked On Vandy and Locked On Ole Miss and writing for Mike Farrell Sports. And Jeb, not pictured. I think he got a flood of clients at Olin Mills. So, it is graduation.
Maybe he showed up, the guy that keeps showing up and it's closed down because of this show. Maybe that's actually getting available and there's like a Step Brothers type picture.
Yeah.
It
is graduation time, guys. So it's probably busy. So
yeah, got to keep mom happy.
Yeah, you got to get those memories, right?
I got the robes and regalia right in the closet next to me, guys, for next week.
Nice.
Yep.
Atta boy.
Oh, what kind of what is it called? A stole? Is that what it is around your neck? What you wear around your neck?
A hood?
Stole is the one that goes in front. Hood for the doctoral robes like mine go behind you. And mine is navy blue because a PhD is technically in philosophy, and navy blue is the philosophy color. So,
and what's it called? A skull?
Wait, you're a doctor of philosophy?
I'm a PhD.
So do you just randomly have these super deep thoughts of like what is?
Yep. The absence of zero, all things like that. Yep.
Didn't Bill Clinton ask that one time?
No, he just didn't know the definition of it.
Yeah.
He was a philosopher.
How the eight can start 10-0 and be 8-4. We don't know these things. They're unexplainable.
How did 2024 Ole Miss miss the playoffs? I don't know.
Yeah.
What is it? The '96 Olympic mascot? That was a question that a lot of Atlantans, ATLians were asking at the time. So
that's why I wore navy blue tonight.
There you go.
Yeah,
like it. Yep.
I don't know what white means, but
by the way, JD Piquel put out a thing that LSU had the best quarterback room in the SEC, and that is the most retarded thing I've seen.
Yeah,
because it's Vanderbilt, right? I mean, geez.
We're starting out with lava, and we are starting out hot.
Yeah,
if we're counting backups, I don't hate it, and I saw the backlash. If we're counting backups, I don't hate it.
Yeah, but listen to this: the fifth string quarterback for Ole Miss has a Power 5 or Power 6 start in his career. Malachi Smith is at Ole Miss. He is the fifth string quarterback.
Where'd he come from?
Who's not? What's that? Oklahoma.
Where'd he come from? Oklahoma State. Okay.
Yeah. He was Oklahoma State quarterback, transferred in fifth string, not going to sniff the field. Walker Howard has started games before. AJ Maddox, 4-star player, hasn't started a game. I get it, but he was a flip from Texas A&M. Deuce Knight, an Elite 11 competitor a year ago or 2 years ago, started a game at Auburn, and then Trinidad Chambliss is the best quarterback in the country. That's the best quarterback room in the Southeastern Conference. It's not even close.
It's pretty darn good.
It's up there. I would say.
It's
and Vanderbilt is if what happened if Diego Pavia had a mushroom and grew. That's Jared Curtis.
if he ate if he ate the flower, the one that gave him the fireballs,
Yeah.
So would you put LSU at 2 then?
Flower, yeah.
Steve?
I don't know if I'd put LSU above Alabama. I think Alabama's going to have a good quarterback room.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Austin Russell and
it's gonna
I think Sam Levitt has a chance to be good, but I can't get over the fact that he threw for 80-something yards against Mississippi State.
I think Georgia has a good room.
Gunnar Stockton, he earned all the respect in the Sugar Bowl for me.
Absolutely.
Gunnar Stockton, you have Puglisi, you have Montgomery, and then this new freshman, Hezekiah. He's going to be electric when he gets his chance.
Elijah Haven coming on campus in 2027 for Alabama.
Mizzou's 3 deep and not bad because you have Austin Simmons. Backup, you have Nick Evers, who transferred from Wisconsin and UConn. And then you have Zollers, who at third, who did play games last year and wasn't awful.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I think he would be in the top 5 probably.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have LSU 2 or 3. I don't know where it would be.
No.
Because I think Longstreet's pretty good. We haven't seen him play yet, but I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, he's a decent quarterback, but I don't think he's better than Deuce Knight. Their third string guy is a guy that was FCS a year ago.
Yeah.
The Elon quarterback.
Yep.
Probably a good player, but that's still an FCS quarterback that you're counting on. And I get the D2 thing kind of going back and forth. I just don't think that they have near the depth to do it. Whenever the fifth string quarterback for Ole Miss started a Power 6 game, I don't see it.
Boss man, have you guys done your diving into the teams yet?
No, we'll get to that probably. I need to look at the calendar and get that done, but probably in about a month, I think, is when we'll start.
So I was asking,
2x2 an episode.
So I can't remember who Oklahoma's backup is. That's what I was trying to think of. Is it that Neubauer dude still?
I don't know.
Where did the other guy transfer to? Is it Virginia Tech?
West Virginia, which he is a good Rich Rod fit, actually.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he is built in a lab for that Rich Rod offense. Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah. Whit Neubauer?
And then they got Cam Cook, who was a stud running back at Jacksonville State, going there. So
that's going to – yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty good. Yeah, they're going to bring the hard edge to Morgantown.
They're going to be burning some couches there. So it's going to be exciting. Jake, speaking of exciting, this Vandy Alabama baseball game is tied up going into the 9th.
Oh boy.
Or bottom of the 8th.
I can see the numbers dropping down as we speak, talking about baseball.
Yeah.
we were from 800 to 40.
It was like
baseball. Yeah. So speaking of which, we got Mike wrote a nice article here. It's about coaches on the hot seat. And as I'm talking about it, I'm going to pull up. No, actually, we already have it.
I put the visual in there. A little back up here. So I, for all 10 FBS conferences, I am doing this as an article. So the SEC was my 8th conference I did. I still have the American and Big Ten to do. So if you're curious about any of the other conferences, you can find them on my X account or DM me. Be glad to send you the list and link.
So you got Scorchers down here. You've got Habanero here, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 are your hot, 7 and 8 are your medium. Your lemon peppers are 9 and 10. Your garlic parmesan are 11 and 12, and then your dry rub, your other very mild dry rubs are the rest on this wing menu here.
Yeah, I on that one, I would put Pete next to Kirby Smart. I mean, Pete could go 3 and 9 this season, and he's going to be absolutely fine after what just happened.
That's fair. Yeah. And I said I 5 through 11, I think are pretty. There's a lot of movement there potentially, but other than Beamer and Levy, I think everybody could go 3 and 9 and keep their job this year. I think everybody else.
I think Venables would be gone. I think they're looking for an excuse to get rid of Brett.
They made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I know.
That's how kind of unstable that is in that administration can be. And for the fact they were just looking for a reason last year, they're just, unless he does it again, like he's on a streak where he's going to have to just make the playoffs every year. And the first year he doesn't.
On that list,
I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. I think Brent Venables is fine. I think if he wins 8 games this year, there might be some rumblings, or 8 games or less. But I think anything 9 and above, close to the playoffs.
Yeah, anything 9 and above, yeah.
But if he throws up another 6 and 6, that's a problem.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Yeah.
I don't think it fires him though. If they go to a bowl game, he keeps his job, and it's you need to get this figured out for 27.
Yeah.
I think they're in a really good position. I mean, I think that hiring of Jim Nagy and, Batir healthy this year, like, I think Oklahoma's going to be a darn good team.
Arbuckle's a good old coordinator. He's probably a head coach somewhere next year or in 27.
Put that list back up. Whoever did that, Corey or Mike, whichever one. All right. So, to me, if Steve Sarkisian doesn't do something this year, he could potentially move over here in the top 8.
Absolutely.
Be on the hot seat.
This is the lowest any Texas coach will ever be. That's how fickle their fan base is.
Yeah, right. They want results, like you said, and they've got to have it like ASAP.
Well, and the truth of the matter is, like, I know my bias shows a lot, but look, he's had a Ferrari for how many years? And like, they really haven't gotten to the point where Texas fans expect them to be.
Yeah.
And he's had talent out the wazoo. It's coming out of their ears at Texas, and
it's coming out of their horns.
It's coming out, where they can find it. They're paying money, all this stuff. The return on the investment so far on Steve Sarkisian has been good, but Texas expects to be great, and it really hasn't met those expectations.
That's right. Yeah, it was good when Tom Herman was there, and they fired him because it wasn't great.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And Sark has been better than Herman for sure, but they expect national titles, and they really haven't gotten that close to one.
What about Ryan Silverfield's one that's interesting because he just starts out on the hot seat because Arkansas fans didn't want him in the first place.
Right.
And that's Golesh, of course, at Auburn. That they'll fire you for any reason known to man. Because
they will literally fabricate affairs in your personal life before you've coached one game.
Yeah.
Golesh is in dangerous territory there, just taking the Auburn job in general. But yeah, Silverfield, man, like nobody's fired up about him. He was good at Memphis, but he was just good at Memphis. He never excelled. He never did anything beyond like being middle of the pack in the American Conference.
He took over a 12-win team from Mike Norvell, and he never got that many wins in any season when he was there. His career record was 50-25, so he was winning 2 for every one. You should be doing that at Memphis in the American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
And so now he steps into Arkansas, which that's quite the rebuild as it is.
Yeah.
And he made a Billy Napier move and removed the clocks from that's a cheeseball Billy Napier move. And I just think he's going to be a 2 and done probably, unless it just goes really off the rails, and he could be a 1 and done. But that's a name that stood out to me there. Jake, Kalen DeBoer at 7. He just signed that big extension, but like Alabama fans have never really – a lot of Alabama fans, I can't say all, but a lot of Alabama fans have never really latched onto him. What's the deal with that?
Let's be clear. It's the mental ones who haven't latched on because, again, I may have said it last week or whenever we talked about his extension. You fire him, who are you going to get to replace him? Think about the top 5 coaches in all of football right now. Ryan Day, I don't know if he would leave,
Ryan Day's not coming.
Right. Kirby Smart's not leaving Georgia unless the NFL calls.
No.
Dan Lanning, he don't have a really good track record winning top 25 games.
I don't know you're improving with Dan Lanning.
Look,
you're not.
And that says it because I think Lanning is the first target, and I don't know that you improve.
You don't.
Well,
I don't think you do.
The first target is Signetti, and then I think it's Lanning. And Signetti's not
that's great. I forgot about him. Yeah. Totally right.
Well, yeah. So, but
he's not a realistic option. That's why you forgot about him. He's not a realistic. Because he's not leaving.
He's an unknown commodity still. They had a ton of talent last year with a lot of experience, and they had a dream season. Let's see if they can replicate that this year. I don't know if they can.
Well, it's the fact that Signetti and Lanning are 2 of the top coaches in the sport. Signetti just won a national title, and Lanning is knocking on the door of one every single year, recruiting like crazy.
Yeah.
And both of them have ties to Alabama and the Nick Saban coaching tree, right? So that's where you would go first. And this is you've got a guy right here who has made the playoffs, who's won a playoff game, who's been in a national title game at a place not named Alabama, where at Alabama you're going to have more resources now. So I've said this, but to reiterate it, I think Greg Byrne made the right call in doubling down. DeBoer's our guy.
In the playoff era since 2014, he's the only guy that's went to the playoff with 2 teams.
Yeah.
Fire DeBoer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's a
and
crazy
he won on the road, which is the only team. Alabama's the only team that's won on the road in the playoff so far.
Yeah. So in my mind, there's no way. Well, what about Josh Heupel?
That was one.
That one. Yeah.
That's one I was going to name because I think too, like I would move Kiffin up that list. I know, LSU fans are obviously like want immediate success with Lane Kiffin, but
that's why he's where he's at.
Yeah, but he's not, he's not in danger of getting fired, right? Like,
but again, I think only Leber and Beamer are in danger of that. That's what I prefaced this list on.
Right. So, but even still, I think he moves down just for this sheer fact of like,
could be.
I put him at like 8 or 9, right? But I do think that Josh Heupel's either right where he should be or maybe moving up because if they go 8-4 again, and they slip again to 7-5,
it's going to get a little loud in Knoxville.
Yeah,
it is,
and it could. I mean, look, the QB situation there is very, very interesting because they have a lot of talent there in McIntyre and Faison Brandon. Who's it going to be? We don't know. And either one of those guys, while they have a lot of talent, they are very inexperienced. We don't know anything about them, in terms of how they respond on the field in a college environment. So, we'll see. There's a lot of ifs with that Tennessee team that, and like you said, it says here, Vol fan base can turn quickly. Like, I feel like they're still in on Josh Heupel, but it's but hey, you got to show us, man,
And they were not happy with 8-5 last year either.
And getting spanked by Vanderbilt too. Yeah. And if that continues to be a trend, I don't know that he's going to be too much longer for.
I'm also not sold on their QB situation for this year, and it shouldn't have played a part, but maybe it did a little. I don't know.
But here's the thing. I'm just looking at the schedule. So their first, their first SEC games against Texas. So it's at home, so that's good. But if you lose it, then you got Auburn coming to town. Well, what if they lose that one? After that, they got to go to Fayetteville, which they should win. But then you got Alabama, and then at South Carolina. So I mean, you're staring at 1-4 potentially starting out in the SEC if they lose the Auburn game.
And you can't overlook Georgia Tech in week 2 when you got to go to Atlanta. Like Georgia Tech's just not a pushover anymore. We don't know what they're going to look like without. I don't even know who the heck they have at quarterback, right? Because you lost Haynes King.
No, it's Mendoza's little brother.
Oh, you're right.
That's right. Yeah.
Alfredo Mendoza or whatever.
I think it's Alberto, but something like that.
Yeah.
Forevermore Alfredo Mendoza on this show.
What's
yeah.
But I mean, you can't overlook him though. Brent Key's a darn good coach. He's done a great job at Georgia Tech, and having that in week 2, like, gosh, you don't want to start out 1-1 with a loss to Georgia Tech with Bama and Texas looming.
And the end of their schedule too, at A&M, LSU, then at Vandy. I mean, that's 3 tough games at the end of the season too.
And you're going to do that with George McIntyre, who is a good quarterback, but like, does he really wow you? Or go with Faison Brandon, who he's the high upside phenom. I mean, it's kind of like what it's kind of like what Florida's going with. It's kind of like what Bama's dealing with right now. With you have, Austin Mack's a great quarterback, but Keelan Russell is the high upside phenom that you just can't deny his talent. I think Faison Brandon's going to end up being in that same scenario. So what does that look like early in the season? And then does the confidence wane and does it become a rough season? Then you're looking at Heupel, possibly being gone because you had too many of these seasons. You lose back-to-back to Vandy. That's never good.
I also wonder what with Heupel, he does get surly and confrontational at times. If their fan base, flips off to him and makes it unpalatable for him, does he just say, "Screw you guys, I'm going to go back to the Big 12 or something"? Because he could easily get a job somewhere else.
I think his ego might get in the way on that one because I think he probably could have done that any of the last 3 seasons when the fans were all over him. So, especially with the late season collapses, but because when Oklahoma opened up, I think he could have probably left on because I think some Tennessee fans were on. Then.
There's a lot of bad blood there with him and Castiglione, I know.
So that's why he didn't go.
That's yeah.
So
I said it at the time. I said that like, oh no, those two hate each other. So
I think if unless he left in a bad situation at Mizzou, like if Drink ever leaves, like I could see him because he previously worked there.
Yeah.
So that might be something that Mizzou might do as a result.
There's an interesting one there in the middle of the schedule too. It's October 24th. The Vols head to South Carolina to play.
Yeah.
That place that's a big game for the Gamecocks.
Look who's number one.
Yeah.
For his job, Shane Beamer.
I mean,
that's going to be an interesting one.
It pained me to put the alma mater at number one, but he has to be right now. There's
Well,
no other way around it.
it's in part because, you've got all these other coaches. There was so much turnover, in the conference last year. And so it's just natural that somebody has to be at the top on the hot seat. And Shane Beamer, with the way it went last year and with also so much turnover in the conference.
I mean, because it could have happened last year. That's why he's number one. And Mike, you wrote the article. Is that kind of what you're thinking there? It could have happened last year and it didn't.
Yeah.
So now it's gotta, now it's do or die.
And absolutely. And also speaks to how fickle the fan bases are in the SEC, because 2 years ago, Clark Lee would have been one. Now he's one of the safest. A year ago, Beamer would have been one of the 4 safest. Now he's number one. Like there's so much movement back and forth just because of how much one season can change your fate in this conference.
Also 2 years ago was like number 1 or number 2 in and
he couldn't break 500.
Yeah,
you're right.
He couldn't.
Billy Napier would have been top 3 forever, but he'd always win games and go on a heater right before he was going to get fired.
Yeah,
he was the opposite.
Yeah, he never got safe.
He was always his way into he would coach his way into the green, and people were like, I don't believe it. And then he'd do it again and again and again, and finally Florida's like, it's just this is a trend now, so you can go to James Madison.
But I will say the toughest for me to rank on this list. I mean, I had told Corey this one, but I probably went back and forth 4 or 5 times between Will Stein and Mike Elko. It's odd because they're like the multiple schools, won at all of them, versus Stein, who's never been a head coach ever. But I flip-flopped on those two a lot. And with Stein, we just don't know anything. He's recruiting his butt off. Their fans are super patient. There's a lot of buzz, but we don't really know anything.
His first season, honestly, and this is not a shot at him, it's going to be a disaster because he's never been a head coach.
Yeah.
And he's coming into a team that is a little bit in turmoil and into a league like the SEC built the way it is coming into the season. Everything's aligning for his first season to be a mess, but it's going to be a learning experience for him. He's a smart guy. I listened to another interview with him, and I feel pretty good about his chances at Kentucky. Like I think he can be successful there. He's got the number 2 quarterback in the country coming in from Chicago, and that's going to be, he's already making a name for himself. So I think they're going to be competitive. I think they're going to, they're going to do some good things, and they're going to show you why that there's a future there. But I don't think you're going to necessarily see it in the results in year 1. It's going to be kind of more of a year 2 thing for him.
And their schedule's a bear too next year because you have your FCS game to open up. Then you got Alabama at Texas A&M weeks 2 and 3.
Yeah, welcome to the SEC.
Yeah.
And you got South Carolina, LSU in the middle of the season too. That's rough.
I will say this though. I do think that, Stoops was good for this, once a year at Kentucky, at least in the years that they were not good under him. He got somebody every year. I think with the Will Stein factor, for the fact that he is a new head coach, that surprise factor, of like that coach coming into the league, you don't have a whole lot of film on him. Okay, he was at Oregon, so you're watching some, but he's going to pull out some surprises, and he's got some talent on that roster. They're going to push somebody to the wire, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they get somebody in year 1 that nobody's expecting.
The one for him that would be massive in that respect would be the last game of the year rivalry against Louisville. If they could pick off the Cardinals, that would be a massive one for him. Now, I think Louisville's going to be pretty salty because, in fact, Jeff Brown was my safest coach in the ACC.
Yeah, I'd say that.
But like that would be the kind of like Kentucky will have a lot of things figured out by the end. And if Minchie's playing well, that might be a game they could pick somebody off in.
Well, and especially for viewers to remember, if you don't remember, Louisville beat Kentucky because nobody was paying attention to Kentucky football except for sickos like us at the end of the year. Louisville beat Kentucky 41-0 last year in that game. So for Kentucky in 1 year to turn that around and beat Louisville at the end of the year would be pretty big, like you said, Mike.
Bama just walked off Vandy, and there goes like 87 of our listeners.
It's all gone. Gone.
Everyone just left. Everyone left the building.
No, it's actually going up now because everybody's joining since it's over with.
That's right. Yeah.
Will Stein is an interesting one. I think he has a good future. John Summerall is one that also intrigues me. Because you have a guy like that, and he's the perfect amount of psycho for what Florida needs, because they've had cheesy. They've had somebody that's just kind of a Butch Jones clone where they're just slogan after slogan and just a bag of wind and doing cheesy stuff like game changer coordinator. He's a perfect amount of psycho for that fan base and for that team, and it's all genuine. And they already love him, so he's probably moving up the list now too. He's probably his is going from yellow to like dark green, like the safest of greens.
For me, those two were, Summerall and Stein were definitely the safest of the new head coaches. And I say that I didn't really count Kiffin and Golding as new head coaches. They are, but I basically meant Summerall, Stein, Silverfield, Golesh. And
Kiffin's just in a new situation, and Kiffin's dealing with the best quarterback room in America. So that
totally good. I mean, you don't just walk into Starkville, Mississippi, and throw for 90 yards.
Yeah,
that just doesn't happen.
Steve hasn't talked in 10 minutes, and that got him all fired up.
Yeah, I woke him out of his slumber. He was zoning out a little bit.
You just don't walk into Starkville, Mississippi, and put up 100 yards. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That does bring up a question I wanted to ask, though. In this, I'd said I think Beamer and Levy are the only realistic guys that could get fired after this year. But what would it take for Jeff Levy to get fired?
Oh,
does five wins keep him his job, or does he need to go to a bowl game?
He's got to go 6 states at least.
Okay.
And or unless, here's the caveat, he can go 4-8 again and beat Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if he doesn't beat Ole Miss, he has to go to a bowl game.
Yeah. They were the very rare 5-8 last year, because you usually don't go to a bowl game at 5-7 and then lose, but they did because all the teams backed out.
Yeah. Ooh, their schedule is ugly too.
I was about to say, I see 2 guarantees on there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Any guarantees in the SEC.
I think they're going to get trucked by Minnesota.
Gophers are going to be pretty good next year. They were rebuilding last year, and Drake Lindsey's pretty solid.
They're not a pushover. Yeah. And they've just been a rock solid Big Ten program between 7-5 and 8-4 for years. Like, they win games,
and they're going to be salty and have good line play. That's not where Mississippi State has excelled the last couple of years.
Yeah, remember Mississippi State went on the offensive line and said, "Hey, we'll go down and get some LSU guys to play on the offensive line." And that was a problem a year ago.
Hey, don't talk about that too much. We did that as Aggies, and I don't know how it's going to work out for us. LSU couldn't run the damn ball last year.
You also did take one of the Gamecocks' best O linemen, though.
We did do that.
Trovon Bell.
Yeah. A&M's got a great offensive line coach in Cushing, so I'm hoping he's the one who is the whisperer.
Ryan Cushing? That's
Adam. Isn't it Adam? I think it's Adam Cushing.
I was like, Brian Cushing. That'd be a hell of
No, not Brian.
Yeah.
We're 30 minutes in. I think we need to talk about Brendan Sorsby.
Oh yeah, that's a hot topic.
I bet you won't. Jake's like,
I don't blame.
And we're
Brendan
brought to you by
Yeah.
XYZ Gambling.
Yeah. I don't blame. Gambling's everything. If you know you can't do it, the price of being a high-level college athlete and the NIL deal that he signed is not doing this. That's on him. That's his consequences. That's not a problem. It's not a systemic thing. He's just a dummy when it comes to that. I think the problem with this is on Texas Tech.
Yep.
How do you recruit somebody and pay them $5-6 million a year and not have a private investigator figuring out what was going on? Because everybody apparently knew about this.
They also did know. They said that they were aware of allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did they not think that nothing was coming of this? And also, what is it with the city of Cincinnati and gambling on sports?
He wasn't in Cincinnati when this happened. He was at Indiana, to be fair.
Well, if he's a gambling addict, he did it in Cincinnati too.
I mean, I think they said some of it happened at Reds games in the stadium.
Yeah.
oh God,
Yeah.
Balls and
is he
strikes.
wearing a Pete Rose jersey?
Huh.
Was he betting
Oh.
balls and strikes pre-pitch, boss man?
That's what
Oh,
that's what
that's
Hammer
fantastic.
told me last night on the show
yeah.
was that he was betting balls and strikes in the Reds games.
God.
Apparently he did not bet on Cincinnati games, but when he was at Indiana, when he did not play, he was a freshman, he was betting on games. Yeah, who knows, but that's what is alleged. Either way, it's bad enough. Like it's like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
probably not playing again. So
Yeah.
Terrible Texas Tech spent all that money on their roster to make another playoff
Hey.
run, and it gets thrown out the window because they didn't
Hey.
do any background.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
we have a
And-
Paul Feinbaum caller here.
Oh,
Welcome in, Austin.
Yeah.
well,
hey, what's going on, man?
are you first time, long time?
Yeah. Hey, one of these days we might be able to put up a phone booth.
What's going on, Paul?
We'll let
I
Steve
don't,
answer.
I don't know if this will happen with Tech, but one smart thing they did bring in another starting QB in the portal. Kirk Francis started at Tulsa. He's not very good, but he was a starter at the FBS last year. So they're not just going in the wild with nobody that's ever played before.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
And also, my favorite move of the week was Cody Campbell defending himself, saying he's not involved by taking out a sponsored ad on Twitter to say that he's not involved.
That's so awesome. Yeah. I didn't see that. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh God.
Love it.
Yeah.
This thing is just unraveling like crazy. But that's what
Hey.
Hey, 30 minutes late, but hey, get here when you can.
watch
Better
this.
late than pregnant.
Watch
Watch
this.
this.
It won't even work. Look at this.
Like the Aggies against the Gamecocks last year, doesn't show up until after halftime.
Yeah.
Like a blister shows up when the work is done.
Yeah.
Hammer's about
Yeah.
to put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
and that'll
yeah.
do it for us here on Locked On.
End stream.
Yeah.
No, don't say that to Corey because he'll do it.
He would do it, and then
Oh yeah, in stream.
yeah.
What's up, Hammer?
But
What's up, y'all? What's up?
oh, and
Good
the other
having
thing, the other favorite thing that happened was the Big 12 signing the private capital agreement with the private equity firm, as if $30 million comes with no strings.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the first time in the recorded history of man that $30 million changed hands, and they just got it for nothing. It was
Yeah.
completely just altruistic.
Yeah, that's plausible.
Well, that's how private equity firms are. They're
Yeah.
never
That's-
no strings,
they're the
always
reason-
no strings attached.
Yeah, they're the reason we don't have shopping malls anymore. Once they got involved, they ruined the perfect thing of an indoor shopping mall.
Yep.
It was the perfect thing. Private equity got involved, and now all of a sudden they're nowhere.
Rent in big cities is largely skyrocketing because of private equity.
Yeah,
It's a big reason.
they're
Hey,
completely evil.
Austin, we are on every Thursday night, especially during football season, and we do picks, so you'll enjoy that
Yeah.
as well. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I think private equity is very well liked around the United States, as you guys are saying. You know, they say that Congress polls at like 7%. I think if they polled private equity right now, they poll it like 2%.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So yeah, let's welcome them into college football. Great idea.
Yeah.
It's gonna go
Yeah.
great.
Big 12's on a heater.
Yeah. All of this because
Okay.
of 1
Oh,
year.
yes.
They're going to make enough money in 1 year that the Big Ten and the SEC does. So they do that. What happens next year? What part of your soul do you have to sell next year to break even? And that's the problem. And it's going to happen, and they're going to get the clause deeper in, and it's going to be all she wrote.
But there's no clause because private equities. They're just good
Private equity is going to own the LDS Church if they keep going in the Big 12 like this.
Yeah.
It starts with crumble cookie, and the next thing you know, they own the whole thing.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. Yep. Yep.
Oh, it's going to sit there. Private equity is known for like buying a bunch of stuff and moving all the debt to one organization and then declaring bankruptcy in that organization. Baylor's about to go out of business is the point.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah. Baylor's done for.
Yeah.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah.
Baylor's going to be sponsored by Scientology.
Yep. Spoiler alert, Dave Aranda was my hottest coach in the Big 12. So
Yeah.
he must
Yeah,
be
he's
out
gotta do
anyway.
something.
Yeah.
They got to beat Auburn for sure.
Yeah, and
they
the
probably do that
funniest
too.
thing is on X is the people that are defending this private equity thing as a private capital. It's like, no. There's no ownership, and it's like, okay, it's like that Jennifer Lawrence thing. Okay, yeah. They're not going to have a say at all. You have boosters that give $100,000 that are at every practice, but no, $30 million. They're going to be just stand by and not have any say whatsoever.
They're like, enjoy your $30 million. We'll be over
Come
here.
on.
We don't
Yeah.
care what you do with it.
They made
You
it a
only live
nonprofit.
once.
It's basically a charity.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
We're just gonna write it off. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be
okay.
fine. Trust me, you can own everything. We're just going to be in the back corner and not say a thing. And the next time you need money, we'll talk.
We got rid of Freeze and Harson, but don't worry, you'll be safe.
Yeah,
Alex
right.
Golis. Don't worry. Yeah, you're good.
But by the way, we have our new logo for a shirt. Yeah.
Better late than pregnant.
Yeah.
We played on a soccer team in Nashville.
Yep.
That was named that.
Yep.
Is that where you were the goalie, Corey?
Yep.
That was the one where I got a guy that wanted to fight me so bad that he forgot how to play soccer. He was a pretty
Oh,
good
that's
player.
awesome.
Yeah,
Was
but
that every game? Every game?
that was my shtick. I mean,
I think every team wanted to fight you.
yeah, I was a 35-year-old running around with 20-year-olds. I had to have an edge somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was hilarious, but
Yeah, I
What-
just
what
run
was
by
that?
and
Was
pat
that-
him on the back.
That was in 1965.
no, it was in 1905.
Like, it was around 2014, probably. No, it
There
wasn't.
you
It
go,
was
yeah.
probably closer to 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
like 2010, 2011, something like that.
That was my first year of college.
Jesus.
Jake.
Yeah, 2010. I was in high
Case.
school. I was in high school.
I'm not the youngest. I knew it.
My goodness.
No,
I know who
I
the oldest
graduated-
is.
I graduated high school in 2013.
Okay.
What?
I was a 09 baby.
I graduated high school in the late 1900s.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah.
I was turn of the
Late
century.
1900s.
I was 2003.
I was 2002.
So we got the oldies up top and then the youngins on the bottom right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Young Guns.
Yep.
When,
You get
when I
down
was,
there, young boys, where you belong.
when I was
Bottom.
born, Spencer Dutton's kid would have been like 53 years old. So that's how far back I go.
Woo. Wow.
I was born in the 80s.
Same.
Thank you, Rick. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Rick, are you
That's
75 or were you born in 75? Important question.
Either way, he's older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling people before we started recording, I'm a month away from my 50th birthday.
Mhm.
You're
And-
old.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Hammer, what are you
time
gonna be
keeps
doing?
moving on.
Hammer, can you count that high?
No.
50?
No.
Don't have enough fingers and toes.
Yeah, I don't know how to do, math, long division,
Right.
whatever that requires.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
Rick, that math
Common
doesn't
core stuff.
that-
What,
math doesn't show itself. That's not right.
It's not
Can't be
math.
75 and born in 57.
I wonder if he typed one of them, like
Yeah, your
inverse
math is
numbers
not
on
math.
one of them.
Yeah.
His math is not math in here. Hammer, when you did math in school, was it 1 page per problem?
This is all
Oh
in
my
the calculator.
Yeah. I'm like a wizard whenever I go in. There's like Gen Z people because I can do arithmetic in my head.
Not me.
I'm not
They
quite
look at me like I'm a wizard. It's like, what? I can do it's 10%. It's moving a decimal place.
If you'd have been born a little bit earlier, they'd have burned you at the stake, Stephen, for that. stuff.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right.
That's witch stuff, man.
Just imagine
Yeah.
walking into James Lawson doing arithmetic, Steve. You would be. They look at you like you're not from this planet.
Yeah.
So Austin, was you
Crazy.
born in 2016 or did you graduate school?
Wait,
in
what? I don't
2016?
think he was born in 2016 because I'd put him at 10.
Well,
It seems like everybody's on the high school
He'd be at 9.
graduation
Probably
year.
born in 50.
This is making sense now for what Rick's saying. Yeah, because
Yeah,
high
it
school
does.
at 75.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, Austin was class of 2016.
yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
I was in my 7th year of coaching in 2016.
So yeah,
That's it,
I
too.
was 6 or 7. Yeah, in high school.
Did you get that
Hammer,
buyout?
you got here just in time to drive this train off the rails.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
kind of already done with our conversation. Time to go off the rails.
Well, what else we got over here? What we got? SEC QBs we can talk about.
Yeah,
We got
mean-
what was this? Returning stars.
I feel like it's a lazy list though. Those are old graphics.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Sam Levitt at number 1, so that one's
That number 9's a little off on that list.
I'm
Yeah.
serious. You just do
Yeah.
not walk into
Oh,
Starkville,
yeah, you're right.
Mississippi and put up
That was
100
it.
yards passing. You just
And
don't do that.
I don't. Yeah.
There's one
there-
that came out today.
I don't think Austin Matt.
There was a new QB list that I put in the group chat today. I'll draw
It
that
was
one up.
it was from Steve's favorite guy, Blake Ruffino.
Yes,
Well,
it was Ruffino and Joe. Yeah.
Ruffino.
Oh,
It seems
God.
like Twitter,
It was very lazy.
Twitter's all over Arch this week.
Oh, the
Oh,
That's
we
all
got
I
Ralphs
see.
versus Air? Is that
Yeah, everybody's saying it last year. It was all his receivers' fault. They're just showing clips of dropped passes
yeah?
and being like, "Look
and
how
all
good
those
Arch is."
receivers are back. Yeah.
I mean, Arch is going to be good this year, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Well, it's like NFL draft guys because the draft is done, and now they're like, oh, looking ahead, and they're all like, oh, I thought Arch had a bad year last year. Like he's great, he's this, and I'm like, all right, guys,
Yeah.
come
Did Mel Kiper said that?
Getting the hype train going.
on.
Getting it back.
They're putting the
Yeah.
coal in the engine there on that hype train.
Yeah.
They're talking
Full
about
steam
the
ahead.
receiver. Yeah, the receivers for Texas drop passes and Trinidad's Vanity Fair and ESPN and his Heisman campaign. And CJ Carr, I guess he just has the Golden Dome helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then you got Sam Levitt.
Hey, man, if he could get to 100 yards against Mississippi State this year, that would probably put him over the top. I can't even imagine.
I was saying the same thing. Like I know that like that's the joke. I remember watching that game, but then I saw in the offseason we're going into it, and he's the number 1 quarterback in the portal, and I'm like, why? I mean, yeah, he's good. He had a really good year of
Who else was in the portal?
but-
Yeah, it's not like he didn't have a first-round wide receiver to throw to.
Yeah.
Well,
There was
and he had
nobody-
Scatabo to take the pressure off. Like
Yeah.
in the second year when none of those guys were there, he did have a first round wide receiver, again to throw to, but like didn't have Scatabo, and it was okay.
They still ran for 300 yards against Mississippi State. It's not like he didn't have a running game that night.
No,
He
that's
just
true.
couldn't throw the ball.
Couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
And you talk about the other QBs in the portal. There weren't as many elite names as we had seen in the previous years.
There was
Number 2 is a guy we've talked about a lot tonight, Sorsby. We see how that
Right.
went.
Mhm.
Mestamaker, I do think he's good, but we also don't know if he's just a system guy.
you had Bo Perbula,
But he will be in the same system.
Yeah. DJ
At least.
Lagway was number 4. I mean, we see the pitfalls of his career at times. And I
Yeah.
actually think Darian Mensa's pretty good.
DJ Lagway said that Florida couldn't handle the microscope that was on the quarterback position with him. And I was like, really? Tim Tebow went there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not
That's
other-
definitely
other-
not the place.
Yeah, that's not the place that couldn't handle a quarterback being famous. No, you're just trying
And-
to push off
And
responsibility.
even talk about a guy more in line with like on the more par with Legway. Kyle Trask was very good there, and
Yeah.
they handled it.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a celebrity, but he was very, very
No.
good.
Yeah.
But I mean, their head coach for years was a celebrity, Steve Spurrier. Like, they could handle that down there for sure. They could handle big personalities and famous
Yeah.
quarterbacks. John Mateer should be above Levitt, of course.
I think Reed and Sellers should too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think at best Levitt
Maybe even
is
Russell.
is an average.
It's around
Quarterback in the
7.
SEC.
Honestly,
7,
I have
8, 9,
Mateer
10.
with 3 on the list.
I think Jared Curtis should be above the two competitions.
Sellers needs to be higher.
Sellers
lot
needs to be higher. I think Byron Brown needs to go down a little bit. Kamario Taylor is about right.
I mean, I think Sellers is right behind Chambliss if he's got any semblance of an offensive line last year.
Yeah. And they have Randy Clements. They got all the gang back together, the Baylor crew. It's going to be that offense. They're going to run quarterback powers out the wazoo. He's 250 pounds. There's no reason that Lenore Sellers should not put up big numbers this year for South Carolina.
Mhm.
Yeah. And, Marcel Reed, Hammer and Boss Man, what kind of jump is he going to make? I mean, he's got Isaiah Horton as his main target now. A little bit different receiver than Concepcion, but again, just as electric.
I mean, A&M is stacked at wide receiver. Just the depth is ridiculous. I mean, I was thinking about it today about who they got, and I completely forgot about the former 5-star Jerome Miles from Utah because A&M's receiving core is that deep. I think Marcel Reed can make the jump. I think he's right there on the cusp of it. He's got to stop being so Jekyll and Hyde. He's going to have all the weapons that he needs to do it. The biggest thing is going to be who's in front of him. Does the offensive line mesh? Are they able to protect him? His legs help with that because I think that Holman Wiggins has to be able to take the leash off a little bit. Let him run if he needs to. Give him the green light because if he's allowed to do that, I think he's going to be able to get out of some pressure and potentially alleviate a little bit of pressure off that offensive line. But to me, it's really about the offensive line and are they able to protect him? Because I also think they are going to be throwing the ball a lot more this year under Holman Wiggins' offense, even than they were last year under Colin Klein.
I think it's also a mentality thing, Steve. With A&M, like taking the training wheels off him, just let him go and see if he can handle it. Like I think if they play scared, he's going to play scared. If they call it scared, he's going to play scared. I mean, they just got to go hyper aggressive and just go. Like live with the mistakes and just go. I mean, with Diego Pavia, that's what Vandy did. They just said, you know what, scared money don't make money, so we're just gonna go full steam ahead and let Diego be Diego. I think with Marcel Reed, you got to lean into his strengths, call it aggressively, and just let him rip.
I mean, I think that's exactly right. Hammer, you can attest to this, I think, and chime in here. But I would say that they have to trust him and also allow him to trust himself. Like, just be like, hey, man, look at this on tape. Because if you watch the times when he had issues, he's got happy feet. He's double pumping because he's second guessing himself. He's second guessing his eyes. No, my man, like make a decision and get the ball out, and we'll live with it whichever way.
Yeah. The one problem for A&M that they've got to get situated is they use Marcel Reed effectively, and he does his best work when the defense is not expecting him to throw the football. This year, they need to get to the point when it doesn't matter if the defense knows that a pass is coming. There's going to be a success rate. That is the next step for Marcel Reed.
And you build that by aggressive play calling. You build that by letting him take shots. You build that by RPO stuff. You build that just letting him do his thing.
Their defense is good enough to where you can survive a turnover or two.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
let that happen. And because, for better or worse, the team takes on the personality of the coach. Everybody hears that. If you're playing scared, Texas A&M is going to play scared.
It's
and they're
that
going to lock up in those moments. Yeah.
It's that defensive, conservative mindset. And that, with these defensive coaches, that's typically their downfall because they're too conservative and their offense gets bogged down and their offense gets paralyzed by fear of making mistakes.
He also this year, especially, and not just in the red zone, because he had this in the red zone last year with like Nate Borkesher to some degree. But he's got a safety outlet in Isaiah Horton. He's got a big wide receiver, a big target. That was one of the big things that A&M was missing last year, was having somebody big on the outside that on third down you can just throw a jump ball to, and get it, or throw a fade to in the end zone or what have you. Just having a big target and an outlet that he can go to when things get tight is going to be, I think, massively helpful.
And A&M, I'm not a lifelong A&M fan, but I've watched A&M football enough to know that their offense is at its best, and it doesn't matter the system they run, but their offense is at its best when they have a good receiving threat as a tight end.
Yeah.
They need to find a Jay Sternberger. If they can do that, they will. You will see Marcel Reed get better by leaps and bounds.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in a couple transfers. One kid to watch out for those who don't follow A&M closely, Keati Armstrong.
Yeah.
He's a freshman, absolute freak of nature. And I don't know how much play he's going to get, but what is he? Is he sophomore now?
I think he's a sophomore. I think he was on campus last year. He didn't play because he was, a freshman and buried. But I think he's a sophomore.
Hammer would know because he graduated with him.
I graduated with Manziel. That's my.
Oh wow,
that's my buddy.
Oh dang!
You party with him?
Yeah, graduated. Yeah, I didn't see quotes.
No, I didn't.
Actually, Uncle Nate.
Yeah, I'm Uncle Nate. No, no. When I was on campus, he was taking all online classes, so I never saw him. He was taking private jets to sit courtside at Madison Square Garden.
He was doing his homework at least in New York, right? Had to have been.
Yeah,
I saw him a couple times on campus. We had kind of mutual people who knew each other. I saw him at the MSC a couple times, which is like our student center. But then that was before the Bama game, and then when the Bama game happened in 2012, never saw him again. Yeah. Except one time I did see him at a bar called Chimmy's on Northgate, and he went straight into the back, walked right through the restaurant as quickly as possible with another Aggie. I think he was with Ricky Seals Jones or somebody, and went straight into the back. It's pretty funny. So the last time I saw him was at a bar, and that's the only time people ever saw him anyway, was either at Kyle Field or at the bar.
I mean,
hey, Money Manziel, baby.
The A's won again tonight. They beat the Royals 6-3.
Well, beating the Royals is not a difficult thing at the moment.
No, historically, unless it's Brett Saberhagen or that random 2015 team.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere to win the World Series and then finished second to last year after.
And then has not finished good at all ever since.
Yeah. By the way, Hammer,
to move to Kansas.
Yeah. By the way, Hammer, I was me and you was pretty spot on about the draft, about KC Concepcion should be a first rounder. Yep. He did get picked in the first round.
I know.
Yeah, he got picked right after we signed off.
Yeah, I was cussing it though because he went to Cleveland. I'm like, God dang, can we? I don't want him to go to the Browns.
Careers go to the dock. Cleveland.
I know.
Graveyard, man.
Yeah.
Did you see what Shallow Sanders did allegedly?
Oh yes,
he told he told one of the most respected NFL reporters to go make him a sandwich.
Yeah.
Hell,
Diana Rossini?
I did not say this.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, boss man, you can leave. You can leave.
The exit this way.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to jail with Shallow Sanders now.
There was apparently a tweet, and I don't know if this is real or not, but there was a tweet. It's like she's tired of looking back. She's only going to look forward. What position is she going to get into next? And it was like, no, that can't be real. That can't be real.
Oh my God.
There's no way it's real. They're talking about Mary Kay Cabot, by the way. So it's that one can't be real.
No. It's the Patriot way.
Yeah.
I do like the joke from last year that the Titans were looking for a Mike Variable type coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe the funniest thing is not even related, but like while all this is going down between Vrabel and Rossini, Bill Belichick's girlfriend or whatever she is posts some picture of him at her cheer competition in like
Yes.
Florida or something like the national championship of adult cheerleading, and he's like cheering her on. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Like people in the stands probably like, that's your dad. Right
I
there.
know.
Yeah.
That's your granddad.
What's
Yeah.
Bill Belichick doing here?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I did
Apparently
chuckle
he's
a little
scouting.
bit when that
Yeah.
stuff was going on. Like, people were like, I mean, should Vrabel get fired for this? And I was like, all right, well, should he and will he are a little bit two different things. Like, will he? Do you know who he works for? Do you guys know anything about Robert Kraft?
Yeah.
He's not
Robert Kraft ain't firing him.
No.
Yeah, Senior Rub and Tug.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one that
He's
one
got
that bothered me that you saw some people on social media say, well, how did Sharon Moore get fired and Vrabel didn't? Because Vrabel didn't go fatal attraction on her. That's why.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this
And they
Well,
didn't work
also,
together.
it's a different
Yeah.
situation. I mean, the
Yeah.
truth of the matter is, like, Rossini, she's a reporter. Like, this is obviously a conflict of interest. This is very clearly against what you should be doing as a reporter versus a head coach of a football team. Like, yeah, it's untoward. It's not good. It's obviously awful for the families. But, like, in terms of, like, affecting his job or, like, hard and fast rule, you can't do this. That's not there.
Yeah,
And-
it's a moral on a personal level, but
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
not against the rules.
And-
It's a rule against you can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's just immoral.
You can't
we
sleep
are-
with sources.
yeah. We operate in the real world too, and the better you are at your job that few people can do, the more you're allowed to get away with. And that's why nothing will happen to Mike Vrabel, because he's really good at something not many people can do.
Right.
And they make billions of dollars doing it.
And his boss did something worse. So
I mean, at the end of the day in football, it's do you win games? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can cross a threshold. I mean, Bobby Petrino found that out, but
Mhm.
it's pretty high in that realm.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Oh, and then he ended up in the same job a decade later.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah, right, win football games.
Most of the time, you can just ride it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Elite
Wow.
comment, Steve.
Yeah.
typically,
That's one on a shirt, too.
before Vrabel, they were terrible. The Patriots post Bill Belichick until Vrabel got there, they were bad. They were awful.
Yeah.
And even at the end of Bill Belichick,
Actually, the end of Bill Belichick, they were all.
Yeah.
33rd NFL team though, UNC. So just keep watch out for that.
yeah, I mean, look at all those draft picks they lost. How are they going to function?
Remember after this is I talked about this with the Virginia guy on my show last week. Remember their season opener against TCU? They marched down the field and scored that first drive, and people are just going nuts on social media and on the broadcast about how good they're going to be playoffs. Then
Yeah.
they suck the rest of the season.
They
had
the
that-
rest of that
the
game.
game.
Yeah.
The rest of the game and the season, like
Did they even score after that in that
No.
game? I don't think they did.
from the very next series where TCU then took it down and scored,
Mm-hmm.
their season just went in the tank from there.
Yeah.
They had that. I can't remember if it was Nelly or 50 Cent or whoever it was play the concert before the Clemson game, thinking this was going to be a night game,
It's
and it ends up being
Ludicrous. Yeah.
ludicrous.
Oh,
It ends up being a noon game, so
One,
it's like
one of the
10
greatest
a.m.
tweets ever that we have saved here. This is it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when Ludacris raps on 10 a.m. Just so good.
oh gosh,
The UNLV in the snow one was legit too, because they were in Wyoming and just beat the brakes off.
Hey, before we get out, let's go to ACC at the dark real quick. But Mike, did you have Bill Belichick as the hottest coach on the hot seat for the ACC?
I had him number 2 after
Okay.
Mike Norvell.
Okay, yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
So I had
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Norvell, Belichick, Bill O'Brien was 3rd.
Dabo.
which-
Bill Bryan.
Bill
Sorry.
Bryan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bill
man.
Bryan. There's no O in that name at all.
Bossman,
Yeah.
who did you say?
I was asking about
Dabo.
Dabo. Dabo's got to be up there, huh?
Dab? No, out of the 17, I think I had him 12 or 13.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think they fire him. I think
But
it's
yeah, he's just discovered the transfer portal. So let's see how this goes.
I think they're
What?
sick of him, but I also think it's
Oh my
hey, buddy, you've done a lot for us. We'll let you retire if you want to. Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
I don't know. That fan base is on the edge. If they have another year like they did, it's going to, because I'm with you. Like, I agree.
Yeah.
However, they're about to get into a situation where the administration wants to keep this guy and the fan base is about to start howling. If, it's another, I mean, last year was a disaster. So if it goes anything like last year, I think it's over, and they got to be 9-3, I think, or Clemson fans are going to be very unhappy.
Hey, can we add a team to that list? Hawks in a series clincher as number 6.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
140 to
50
89.
like,
140 to 89. Holy
it was
cow.
like a
God.
50-2 run or something. It was crazy.
Jesus.
That's going to be commonplace in the new women's NCAA basketball tournament whenever they let 76 teams in and somebody has to go play UConn.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
76.
boo.
Oh, I'm gonna love it because the
Boom.
Gamecocks are gonna get one of those bottom feeders and win 120 to 14.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, it's good that those girls get to go out some of their last game. Oh yeah, we got beat by 100 points.
Also, Gamecocks equestrian national champs 2026. It's lonely
Yeah.
at the top.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
The hell
big
y'all
time.
beat Auburn.
So it has been a rough year for South Carolina.
Sure has. You have no
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what if baseball wise are we going to hire the guy from Coastal? I mean he's pretty good.
Hopefully, I mean, y'all got to be able to get him right.
You know what's going to happen, Mike, is y'all are going to sweep Vandy at the end of the season, and then they're going to keep the interim guy.
Oh God. Well, he did go to the CWS as a head coach at Clemson before, but is Tony Vitello going to be back in college next year?
Next year, he's going to get hired at.
But eventually he's going to be the replacement for Dave Van Horn.
Oh, at
He's gonna
Arkansas.
end up at Arkansas.
That
Yeah.
could be,
June 23rd, he's getting fired by the San Francisco Giants. They're going to be like,
Who was it that just
Book it.
the Phillies that fired their manager a day or
Yeah.
two ago?
Yeah. Don Madeling's there in them.
and the
Oh,
Red
oh.
Sox. The Red Sox just cleaned house.
Yeah, Red Sox
Yeah,
just
they
got rid
did.
of everybody.
They fired us too. The Red Sox
Yeah.
did.
Pretty much.
I know.
I mean,
I'm still waiting on the private jet to pick me up, though. Take me home.
Right.
Other than the Dodgers, all the good teams are predicted to be good teams. They're not very good right now.
Well, a lot of teams are like right at 500. It's so weird to see.
There's like 3 at the top, right? It's basically like the Padres,
Braves.
the Braves. Well, 4, I guess. The Braves, Padres,
Dodgers.
it's because if
And,
the Padres get to the ninth inning with the lead, they're not losing.
Reds are legit too. They've started on a heater.
True.
Yep, they have.
They beat the Rockies though today. Is that
Yeah.
really a win?
Well, everybody does.
That's who the Braves go to Colorado this weekend. I did.
Yeah,
look at that
I'm not
schedule.
happy about that. We don't do good in that air.
We don't do good against terrible teams too. Like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Just-
Detroit's at 500 and are tied for first place in their division.
Yeah.
So
I think the Rangers are too. Last I checked, they were.
Yeah. Rangers are right about 500, but the A's are leading that division now.
Yeah.
Probably up by like a
Sacramento
game.
or wherever they play these days.
The A's just
but at least Houston's terrible.
Yeah, they are.
yeah.
Oh, just
America
Them and the
wins.
Angels- them and the
Houston,
Angels both
the
garbage
Astros are
in that
bad.
division.
beautiful.
I never thought I'd hate the Astros, but here we are.
Yeah.
Bossman Hammer, are you guys Rangers, Nationals, Astros? Who do you guys cheer for?
Rangers.
Rangers, yeah.
Okay,
They
Yeah.
just said they hated the Astros.
I hate
but I
that.
didn't know if they were Nationals guys, being the Virginia connection.
I lived in DC for a while, so I enjoy the Nationals. I love
Nobody
it.
likes the Nationals, dude.
But
Nobody.
I've rooted for the Rangers since Hank and I, since Hammer and I were kids. So
I'm
In our division,
yeah.
if it's not the Braves, then I would root probably for the Nationals or for the Marlins. I'm not rooting for the Phillies or for the freaking.
I'm
Yeah.
not rooting for a soul in our division. They can all kiss my ass.
The Mets being terrible is funny.
yeah, not the Mets.
Yeah, it is. I mean, huge payroll, and they're
I'll
Just
root
like
for-
the
Terrible.
Mets, the Phillies are awful.
yeah.
I'll root for the Yankees before I root for any of those teams.
Oof. They're not doing that hot now either.
And the crazy thing is, the Pirates are at 500 and they're on their customary last place spot.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens can't beat the Cardinals.
I did want to bring up one thing that I just thought about. It Biscuits last night. You got the thought experiment you guys had about Texas Tech's QB. A potential. Do we go to Canada? Do we go to UFL? What do we do there? It was an interesting one.
I think I book it. I'm telling you, they're going to try, and they should.
Houston Gamblers.
Mhm.
Oh yes, yes.
There we go.
The Birmingham Stallions could use them. They're
Oh,
struggling.
they're
right
awful.
now. Yeah,
AJ
McCarron needs some help.
big time.
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
If he is not playing for the Houston Gamblers next spring, we have done this wrong
Oh, speaking of
as
which,
a society.
Diego Pavia will be a Winnipeg Blue Bomber if he decides to go. That's who owns his rights.
Yep, I saw that.
Oh,
Oh,
speak
really?
of, it will not be the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You know who their QB is right now?
Who?
Peyton Thorne.
No
Oh,
way.
Not beating him out.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Oh, and Terry
Oh.
Wilson, former Kentucky Wildcat.
What?
Oh, I remember.
They are Winnipeg
Yeah.
Blue Bombers. Yeah.
Yeah, Pavia's going to come in.
I think there is a merger coming between the CFL and the UFL.
I can see it.
I would like it.
That's the CFL cut their field down to American football depth, everything. They're starting to line their rules with what's going on. Yeah, that feels like that is something that could come.
Oh,
And they just changed to where 8 out of their 9 teams make the playoffs at the end of the year.
you want to talk about a great piece of irony? Steve, you mentioned Houston Gamblers. One of their QBs is Hunter Deckers, by the way. So you can't write that.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who at Iowa State was kicked off the team for gambling.
He's
Wow.
the mascot,
Yeah.
too.
And Tua's little brother Talia is another Houston gambler.
Mhm.
You know, Talia played in the European League that the head coach I worked for at Hillwood, Steve. He's an offensive coordinator in Milan.
Oh, nice.
The Milano Rhinos.
I didn't even know they were
Okay.
still doing like the Europe.
It's
No,
called,
they had-
it's called ELF. It's called European League of Football.
Yeah, it's not like the NFL Europe is not associated with the NFL at all. They broke
Yeah.
off and started their own league, and they have a lot of the same brand from NFL Europe, like
Yeah, like
the
Rhine
Amsterdam-
Fire and
Yeah, all of them are
The
there.
one thing is, if you sign one of those guys, it goes as it doesn't count against your practice squad. Like the European development things in the NFL now, you essentially get a free roster spot if you sign one of those guys.
And their divisions are based on countries.
That's kind of
Hey,
cool.
Somebody that's in the European Football League needs to come over and try and play college football.
European League of Football.
Whatever.
You're right. ELF.
Yeah.
Hell.
But
Yeah.
if basketball can do it, they can do it in football too.
Yep.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes. We got to get out of here.
2
Yeah,
minutes.
We're
We've
10 minutes behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we were off the rails, guys. It's
Big
okay.
time.
All right. So thanks for joining us right here on SCC After Dark. Glad you made us part of your week. Glad you made us part of your Thursday evening. And of course, we're going to continue rolling on throughout the season. Picks are coming up soon when football season rolls back around. So make sure you get geared up for that and get prepared. We want to have full participation. So go ahead and wrap your mind around it and let's get it going. Joining us on this awesome adventure here is Stephen Willis, Locked On Ole Miss, the most watched Ole Miss podcast in the land. I think he's got like a 16 million view head start on number 2,
Something like that.
numbers. But he's crushing it there. Mike Huseman, off season After Dark. He had was it Conference USA? No,
Florida State is tomorrow morning, and then we have a Sun Belt 2 for next week.
Sun Belt
Troy
2.
and Marshall.
Sunbelt
Cool.
too. Yeah. So, you got Boss Man and Hammer, Biscuits and SEC. If you're missing out, you're missing out. They're 2 of the best, and they're the only Aggies I like. So, I'm joking, but they are the only.
Fair.
We get it. Understood.
Before y'all got here, I was always whoop 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 whoop. Hump 'em up, eggs. Where did you get that shirt? At the toilet store. That's what we told Steve Sarkeesian. Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you're missing out on
Them deciding to YouTube yell practice.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
how we do
channeled
it.
their inner Brick Tamlin.
It goes down as one of the worst decisions in the last 50 years.
You guys are my two favorite Aggies. PC Principal is third.
I would say it's the best decision that they ever made for us. It's entertaining. All right, but that's Biscuits and SEC. They're crushing it, dude. They're a pillar on this channel, so be sure to check them out. And Jake Thomas, your double shot of Alabama. Bama After Dark Tide Talk Live. If you want to talk about the Tide, Jake Thomas's place to go, and Stacey Blackwood joins him on Tide Talk Live. So make sure you're checking that out. And not pictured is Jeb Beecham. He's running the Olin Mills studio right now, and
I'm
it's graduation
assuming they showed up. Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They showed up.
Taking senior pictures.
Yeah, cap and gown. So, and I'm Corey Burton, Locked On Vandy. Be sure to check me out every single day on Locked On Vandy. Be sure to check out Stephen Willis on Locked On Ole Miss. There's some big things happening in the works with Locked On that we're definitely excited about. And when I'm allowed to tell you, I will. But it is huge. But until next time, we all join forces right here on SEC After Dark. So next week, we'll be back better than ever. Probably off the rails again, but that's what you love. And until next time, go Dogs, anchor down.
Whoop whoop. Hotty toddy.
There you go.
Roll Tide.
Dig 'em.
In stream.